The Witch House in Salem, Massachusetts is the only surviving building with direct ties to the infamous Salem witch trials of 1692. Built around 1675, it was house of Judge Jonathan Corwin, one of the magistrates who oversaw the trials, during which more than 200 people were accused of witchcraft and 20 were executed. While the house itself was never used for trials or interrogations, visitors today can see artifacts from the 1600s, cooking tools, medical instruments, and children's toys. That reminds us Corwin was also a father of 10. The nickname Witch House was given later to attract curious visitors. Architecturally, its steep roof and dark timber frame made it a rare surviving example of early New England homes. Perhaps most chilling, Corwin never expressed regret for his role in the trials. Today, the Witch House is both a tourist destination and a lasting reminder of how fear and injustice shaped Salem's past, keeping alive the human stories behind America's most famous witch hunt. Trials are still being taught in American schools. Something else that is interesting surrounding Salem is many U.S. schools teach about the witch trials as part of the history curriculum, although not all schools mention it exactly, but the phenomenon of Salem witch trials has become a pop culture staple in the United States, with even young school children knowing them in the town by name. Hocus Pocus and other shows have added to this lore. Moreover, many think that only women were in the witch trials, but no, men were also in the witch trials. When we think of witches, we typically think of women. The image of the witch that pop culture gives us is almost always female. So it's normal to image only women being haunted during the Salem witch trials. In actual fact, 5 of the hanged 19 witches were men. Giles Corey, who was pressed to death for refusing to enter a plea at his trial, was also a man. Adults weren't the only ones to suffer during the trials. In addition to the 19 hanged in Corey who was tortured, there were 5 who died in prison. One was just an infant.